Springtime. As daylight stretches, temperatures rise, and buds begin to appear. A new hope is born in a variety of species of creature, coming in many guises. After a long winter in hibernation, this mammal has survived by the warmth given off by their advanced central heating system, and a thick coat which he will shed eventually. This specimen, on the other hand, has survived the cold by generating its own heat, remaining indoors, safe from predators such as puddles or the dark. But not all of these creatures hibernate. This hardened beast has remained outdoors all winter, carrying on whatever the weather. These creatures are all species of cyclist, and they will become an ever-increasing presence on our roads over the spring and summer months. Here we see the indoor cyclist opting to wear absolutely everything they own in preparation for their first outdoor ride of the season. On the other hand, accustomed to the cold, this winter warrior notices the acute rise in temperature, opting to shed a layer to maintain a consistent core temperature. And this creature will resist shedding its winter plumage for as long as physically possible. The next step for the cyclists is to ready their trusty bicycles. The hibernator must first remember where he left his last autumn. For some, it's the removal of what might be considered excessive that marks the beginning of a new season. Here we see the indoor variety of cyclist struggle to remove his bike from the turbo trainer. Out of practice, it will take some time. The hibernator has remembered where he left his bicycle. Back in the depths of October, he booked it in for a service at his local bike shop. Still struggling to install his rear wheel, the indoor cyclist finally remembers he should have shifted to the lowest cog. Finally, it's time for this youngling to step outside and fill his lungs with spring air for the first time. Of course, it's not the first ride of springtime for this cyclist. Up since dawn, he has one eye on the road and another on his weekly mileage record. All of the stationary training has left the indoor cyclist with a perilous problem. He is now incapable of turning his bicycle, and it will be some time before he makes it to his destination. If he makes it at all. And that destination is the local cafe, where the three very different breeds of a very similar animal convene socially. Not yet accustomed to riding his bike, this chap ensures he replenishes all the energy expended on his 10-kilometer ride. Meanwhile, this is just one of many cafes this rider will visit today, opting for just a caffeine boost, preoccupied by his power-to-weight ratio. And finally, he's made it to meet the group. While they seem to be rather different in their approach to springtime, these three species have more in common than not. Grazing in one another's company, there is not much to tell them apart. They'll spend many mornings throughout springtime riding their bikes and visiting cafes like this one, before finally, this summer, their attention will turn to finding a mate. Or maybe not.